Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on my show. I'm here to talk about some MLB, some more news, a lot of rumors going around for the trade deadline, approaching here soon for baseball, so let's get into some news. So the Dodgers are potentially going to be, quote, more passive than initially envisioned this deadline, potentially holding onto their surplus of prospects while gearing up to make a push at Shohei Ohtani this winter. Which is not a surprise. I fully expected this, that they're going to be more passive than initially envisioned this deadline. They're going to hold on to their prospects and try and make a push at Ohtani out of this summer in free agency. I feel like Giolito, maybe, we could get. I didn't think we were going to get Ohtani at the deadline. But I feel like nobody knows nothing as of now. But yeah, it's real to say about it. I mean, there's not much to really say about it. I feel like they're just milking it at this point. Is he going to get trades? Is he not? We'll just have to find out. I don't think we'll try to trade a bunch more prospects for like half a year of Ohtani when we can just make a push for him in free agency. So the Phillies are reportedly targeting a right-handed corner outfielder and would, quote, love to acquire Mets outfielder Tommy Pham. I don't think the Mets will do that unless you overpay a lot for Tommy Pham. He's had a really good year, an under-the-radar year for the New York Mets, but you shouldn't trade within the division to help another team like the Phillies get better. But this is a report that they would love to acquire outfielder Tommy Pham, which would be a good addition. He's had a good year for the Mets. I just don't know how good he would be for the Phillies, though. The St. Louis Cardinals, they will keep first baseman Paul Goldschmidt, third baseman Nolan Arenado, outfielder Lars Nootbaar, and outfielder Jordan Walker this deadline to build around them this offseason per Bob Nightingale. I'm sure they're going to keep Nolan Gorman, too. It doesn't say Nolan Gorman, but I'm sure they'll keep Nolan Gorman. I know people say, oh, why not trade Nolan? His value is low. He's the best hitter on the Cardinals right now. Trading him with 4 years left on his steal of a contract would be stupid. Goldie would go way before Nolan Arenado. And people say, oh, a 36-year-old first baseman, he's still had a fantastic year and showing no signs of slowing down. He won MVP last year and is almost playing the same this year. It's just he's having an under-the-radar year. But I'm sure they'll keep Gorman and Donovan, maybe only one of them. If you had to choose, I would choose Gorman over Donovan. Maybe this isn't the best idea, but to keep some of your young guys like Jordan Walker, Lars Nootbaar, probably Gorman, Arenado. He's their best hitter right now. But I don't know who wants to play in St. Louis right now, because it doesn't matter if the offense is really good. If they don't have a good pitching staff, it won't matter at the end of the day. And why would they even trade Walker? Why would they even be a consideration? Brendan Donovan's probably going to leave that team, most likely. And the catcher Wilson Contreras is reportedly on the trade block for St. Louis as they will look to keep their, quote, core intact while selling off other valuable pieces / expiring contracts per Bob Nightingale. They're selling the guy that ruined their pitching. But their pitching was never good enough to be ruined, to be honest. I don't think he's getting traded. Come on. I swear I could be a better reporter than Bob Nightingale. Wilson Contreras isn't getting traded. He isn't going anywhere, and this isn't even real. Like, this is false. Like, where was this even reported? Like, literally fake news. It's the most BS post I've ever seen. Wasted my time reading that. The Mets will reportedly shop a relief pitcher slash closing pitcher David Robertson and outfielders Mark Canha and Tommy Pham ahead of next week's deadline. The D-backs should definitely look. The D-backs should definitely look at David Robertson. They need some relief. They need some pitching out of that bullpen. The Dodgers could use one. Their bullpen's been a lot better as of recent, pitching a lot better. But you could use another arm out there with David Robertson. I mean, the Mets might as well try and ship these players while they can. So the Mets will reportedly, quote, listen to trade offers for veteran right-handed pitchers Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer, but the money they are owed and their inconsistency this year, any return would be, quote, greatly diminished. They're more than likely going to trade just one out of the two, and they'll probably eat about 60 to 75% of the contract in order to maximize the return. I don't know who you trade out of the two, though, because they're not going to be able to trade both of them. They'll, if they do trade any, it would just be one out of the two. But they're both old, and they're having bad years. Like, I feel like they're both washed. I just don't know if they're going anywhere, because who would want to take these two pitchers right now? I wouldn't. So there's reportedly been, quote, no hint that the Padres will make star outfielder Juan Soto available ahead of next week's trade deadline. Bro, he isn't getting traded. Why would Preller sell? He said he's buying even if the team is terrible. That's because Juan Soto's not going to get traded. That's why he's not going to be made available. I mean, so the San Diego Padres are, quote, likely to shop relief pitcher slash closing pitcher Josh Hader and left-handed pitcher Blake Snell, barring a, quote, sudden and dramatic winning streak per Bob Nightingale. Come on, look at who's reporting all this. Like, I highly doubt this is true. Because why would they trade their closer and their best pitcher this year? I'm not buying all these. This is the stupidest shit I've seen all day. Bob Nightingale must be on the weed. So the Orioles, D-backs, and Reds are expected to, quote, aggressively pursue starting pitching this trade deadline, per Ken Rosenthal. So the D-backs are trying to help improve their pitching. They're still in the wild card. A 9-game road trip against great teams after the break is brutal for that team. They need some good pitching. And they could definitely use a Lucas Giolito right here. The Dodgers, the D-backs, Orioles, Reds, they could all use Lucas Giolito. 4 or 5 teams I listed right there. So the St. Louis Cardinals reportedly, quote, aren't planning on trading third baseman Nolan Arenado unless he requests a trade, per John Heyman. I don't think he's going to get traded because remember the GM said he wasn't going to be traded like weeks ago? Like, I know the team's selling. We'll just have to see. The Dodgers are reportedly looking to add a right-handed hitting outfielder ahead of the August 1st deadline, per Fabian Ardaya. I don't know what we'll get, though. I mean, this makes sense for the Cardinals and the Dodgers, because I could see, like, say Tyler O'Neill is arbitration eligible next year, and he's only made $5 million this year. He's expandable in St. Louis, and then imagine a trade you could have like O'Neill and Montgomery in that deal as well, with 1 year left in his contract. Would be a nice piece for our playoff run. We could add Jordan Montgomery. I would like that. That would be a good move to add to our rotation. And we can add 2 players there, O'Flaherty and Montgomery. I would definitely like this to add a outfielder and a good quality arm in the rotation. But 2 days ago, despite what I reported at the beginning, that the Dodgers probably aren't going to be aggressive, the Dodgers are, quote, not completely eliminated in the trade market for two-way superstar Shohei Ohtani. He's not going to get traded. Shohei's not going to get traded, okay? The Dodgers, it says they're not completely eliminating the trade market, but I don't think Shohei's going to get traded. Unless the Angels plan on offering him like a huge-ass contract, they should just trade him. Yeah. It's all for the NFL, for the MLB, so until next time I'm out. Peace.